Hello friends, welcome back. In this tutorial, we are going to learn about how to create scratch card UI in our Jetpack Compose Android app. So in this tutorial, we will be seeing how to create this type of UI in our Android Studio with the help of Jetpack Compose. So this scratch card we will be going to develop will be pretty much similar to how you get the scratch coupons in your Google Pay or similar application, where we scratch the card and we'll see the hidden contents underneath. So let's quickly jump into Android Studio and start implementing this. So here I am in an Android Studio project. Here we will be creating, this is an empty project. Here we will be creating a total three functions, three composable functions. First one is for the scratch card UI. Second one is the for the contents under it, below the scratch card, which the user will be able to see after scratching the card. And the third function is to club them together. And third function will be called here in the set content view. So before, we don't need to add any dependency for this task. So before starting, I have already added some resources. So let me show you that. In the strings, I have added this winner cup. So yeah, it can be added as a string, and we'll be showing it as an image. But this can be also added as a string, winner cup. So this is the first string, and second is the color. Three colors I have added here. Only two colors: light blue and a blue. You can copy these color codes, and yeah, the third one is a scratch overlay, the scratch card UI. So this type of scratch card UI we'll be using. So it seems pretty nice, right? So yeah, let's start. So I'll create a new composable function here. First one is a for a inner layer. Okay, for the inner layer, let me open the preview. Okay, why preview is not available? Okay, now it's available. So yeah, in the inner layer, we'll first build what are the actual contents user will be able to reveal after scratching the card. So I just want to show a simple text with a curve and you won and $100. So here I'll be using a simple box modifier equal to modifier dot fill max signs, and yes, and content alignment dot center. In the box, I create one column because I want to include three composables one after the other. So for the column, I'll again use this modifier equal to, sorry, modifier dot fill max size. Then I'll use horizontal alignment dot center horizontally, and vertical arrangement dot center. Yes, that's all, and I'll start adding the contents here. So first one, I'll add one text composable here. In the text composable, I'll add a text as a string resource r dot string dot winner cup. I'll add a font size as a 64 sp, and yes, then I'll use the spacer here for giving a space. Modifier equal to modifier dot height. Let's make it as a 8 dp. Yeah, we are able to see the preview, and I'll also add an attribute show show background. It's a true. Okay. Yes, I'll also add dot background here, color sorry, color resource, color equal to color resource r dot color dot, I have added this color is a light blue, and this will be a background. Let me arrange this. Okay, now I have added this curve, I added a spacer, then I'll again add a text composable. I don't want to give any size here, and for the text I'll just write you won, you won. Mm, yeah, and here I will again add a text composable another for the $100. I'll give a color to this one. Color equal to sorry, color resource r dot color dot again light blue. No, not light blue. I'll give a blue. Let me apply this background color to, yeah, background color should you see. Okay, here I'll again add the same color, and again I'll add a style here. So I'll use a material theme style, material theme dot typography dot label large, and I'll again use a font weight so that we'll be able to see impactful $100. Font weight dot extra bold. Yes, great. We'll so these type of contents we'll be able to see here. You won $100. Uh, shall I make it also font weight bold? Not extra, but just a bold. Okay, so that's the UI we'll be using. We'll be showing to the user after user scratches the card. And this is the inner layer, and I'll create a similar function for the outer layer. So let's create outer layer. That's a scratch card. So for this, I need first few things. First one is a val scratch path. So as we will be scratching this card, so we need to maintain the track of the path on which it is scratched. So we will be using scratch path here with remember and a path which comes from a compose. Yeah. The second one is we need, of course need a state because we will be making the changes to the scratch card UI. That's why we need a state. So we'll make a path state by remember, and we'll be using mutable long state of 0L. We need to import this. Yeah, and we also take a reference of the image. We called it as a overlay image. That is the actual card image. Image bitmap, uh, image bitmap dot image resource. So r dot drawable dot scratch overlay. Yes. In this preview also, I'll make it show background as a true. So compose is creating a separate preview of this one. You can see outer layer here. Yeah, so we need to include a canvas here because we will be drawing something. So of course we want to use a canvas here. So I'll use a canvas modifier equal to modifier dot fill max size, and after that we'll be using dot graphics layer, and in the graphics layer we'll be using compositing strategy. Compositing strategy should be compositing compositing strategy dot off screen. So we'll be using this strategy off screen because it complements with the blend with the color blend. So we'll be using that after later. So blend we'll be using as a clear, so that we should be able to clear the contents after scratch. It complements that and so that as the requirement that it should be the composition strategy should be off screen here. After that we will be using dot pointer input. in the pointer input, it asks for the key, but we don't want to pass any key, so we'll pass just unit. Here we'll use a detect drag gestures, not this, detect drag gestures, yeah, this variant, detect drag gestures, and we'll use it here on drag. Sorry, I think, yeah, on drag start. So what will happen of the start on the starting of the drag, and on drag, what happens after drag. So in on drag start we get offset, and in the on drag we get two parameters. One is a change and second is a drag amount. So we don't need the drag amount here, we only need the change. On the on drag start, when we'll start dragging from the point, so that point, so as soon as we start dragging from there, we want to draw a path from there. So this scratch path we need to point this scratch path to this, that's why we're doing that. So scratch path dot move to, we need a x and y values, so we get this from offset dot x and offset dot y. As soon as we add this line, we we tell the canvas that we the scratch part please move this scratch part to here. And on drag we have this change parameter. So this change is a pointer input change. So what are the input has been changed to the pointer, that values we are getting in the callback of this on change. So we want to consume that change dot consume, and if you hover on this one, you can see that it consumes the change event, and when being created consume the up event, so no other parents of this button could consume this up event again. So that's why we are consuming this one, change.consume. After that, we again want to draw a line from on the path which we have scratched, with the user have scratched. So we will use the line to function here. So we again need a x and y values here. So we get those from a change. So change dot position dot x, change dot position dot y. Okay. So after that, we we just increment this path state, so that after the drag, and we are incrementing this path state, we want to make it as a var, so that we should be able to increment it. So we are incrementing path state because as soon as we are dragging, the this canvas should recompose. So and it will only, the state will only recompose whenever there is any change in the state. That's why we are incrementing this. We again need to import this one. I hope you understand these things. Now we are done with this long modifier function, and we are now actually drawing something. So first, what we want to draw on the canvas, we want to first draw an image here. So draw image equal to overlay image. We have already referenced this overlay image here, overlay image. Second one is the distance size. You can see here image, distance size equal to int size. We need width and height, so we get a size parameter, size dot width dot to int and size dot width dot to int, sorry, not width, height. Okay, so that's it for our draw image. Second one, we again want to read this path state, so that compose should know when, I mean, first path has been tracked, but if user is again starting to draw a second path, starting to scratch from a second time, I mean a second place, then the compose should know that this state is now different, then read this, and when a new state has been started, then it should notice a difference and start recomposition. So that's the thing we are adding the path state here so that it should read. And after that, we want to draw a path. Draw path. Here we need path. Path equal to path state. No, scratch path. Scratch path. Second one is we need a color. Color equal to color dot transparent, because we want to see the contents below the scratch card. That's why color should be transparent. Second one is the style. Style equal to, it will be a stroke. Width and height. No, sorry, not height, only width. So let's make it as a 90f. So this width is actually around width of the pointer of the area, how much area should be scratched in when we draw a line. So let's make it as a 90f. That is the standard. And here we need two things again, cap and join. Cap equal to stroke cap dot round, and join equal to stroke join dot round. So the cap means whenever the cap means the at the starting, if the line is drawn, then how the corner should be. So corner should be round. And if in the join, so whenever a first line joins a second, then in which shape it should join, that I have set it as a round. Now I want to use a blend mode. Sorry, blend mode equal to blend mode dot clear. And for this blend mode dot clear to work, we have set this compositing strategy as a off screen. Okay, yeah, that's it. We also have created this scratch card. Now I want to just wait a second. No, that's fine. Yeah, these are two functions here. So I am going to create another parent function which will include these both. So let's me create this one first function, and is a scratch card. Scratch card. Oh, yeah, scratch card. Okay, so here I'll first use a what I should use first, column. Column modifier equal to modifier dot fill max size. Again I'll use this I want to make it a center. That's why I'll use this both of the attributes to align at the center. Okay, and in this column now I'll add a one box. This box also need a modifier equal to modifier dot size, and I'll give a fixed size here 280 dp 80.db. Okay, and now I'll what I'll do, I'll clip to a shape, that is a rounded corner shape, and let make it set as a 16 dp. Okay, so this preview is getting composed here. I'll again make it a show background as a true. Yes, now our box modified ready. And yes, I'll also give a content alignment here, alignment dot center. Okay. Huh? Okay, now I can simply include this inner and outer layer here. Let me include this inner layer first, and then on top of that I want to draw this outer layer. Let us see in the preview. Yes, exactly. This thing was we are expecting. Now we don't have to run the application. Instead we can check it from the preview itself. This start interactive mode. Yes, now we are able to see our scratch card, and let me scratch this to show what I have won. Yes, you won $100. I won $100. In the practical life you won't see any $100 coupon, but yeah, this is our app, we can imagine anything. And develop actually anything. So this is a thing, you can see how finally it is scratching. So you can, I can't wait to see how you implement this in your own application. So this is how we can implement this scratch card effect in our application with the help of Jetpack Compose UI. Hey, that's it about this tutorial. If you are getting some challenges in implementing that in your own project, then you can put your queries in the comment box below and I will try my best to help you out with those. Alternatively, you can also join a WhatsApp group of AshishMobileDev where other similar like-minded developers are present to help you out with your queries. If you are completely new to Android development and want to become an Android developer, then you can check out my course about the Android development, which will help you to become an Android app developer in just time span of 30 days. The link is in the description. If you like this video, then please click on like, share with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel so that you will be notified whenever a new video is published. We will meet in the next tutorial with some other interesting topic. Till then, goodbye.